Hello, welcome back. Last time, Virgil climbed up to the top of a pirate ship and then had a lot of trouble getting back down. So I have this puzzle open called the UFO. This one I recall being a pretty big deal, so let's get ready to dedicate a whole day to it. Has a starfish.
There it is, Guppy.
Oh geez, you're so
the alien
loud.
spacecraft.
Now, do you believe in UFOs, Guppy?
Flounder, we need to go back and report this immediately.
Go back? Are you crazy? This is our chance to be the first FIN agents to contact alien life forms.
Flounder, we can't just contact them. They've committed kidnappings. We have to apprehend them. Do you know how to apprehend aliens, Flounder?
I do. Give me a gun.
Flounder, we're going back and giving our report.
Oh no.
I know you're right, Guppy, but if we go back now, we'll be leaving Virgil behind. I'm afraid the only solution is to push him into that pit.
Yep.
Huh?
Virgil doesn't know what's happening. Also, oh no, voice acting without context. That was supposed to be I do. But yeah, we can't leave like this. I mean, we can, but now Virgil's left behind all on his own. Alright, Virgil, down you go. He took it nonchalantly. Alright, so Virgil needs to escape, and also a starfish exists. Which has to be gotten by Virgil. That's the only way. That pipe can move back and forth. But if I move it too far, farther than 1 to the right, then it's never coming back out. So I can't do this, but I can do that. Okay? So we got a weird little alien device here, another one there. Virgil needs some a means of being elevated out of that pit. If I could get Guppy down on the inside of this with Virgil like hooked onto it.
You'll take me with you into the flying saucer, won't you?
We'll take you with us back to the fish wagon where we will make our report.
So am I seeing that this goes down at the bottom, Virgil clambers onto it, then this hooks onto it, and Guppy pulls the whole thing up? I would only get so far like that, Flounder. I think here. Get out of the way. So let's imagine this object, 5 tall, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is there. This one's hooked onto it, here, and Guppy is there. So the entire structure is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tall. So if I lift that up to, say, here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, that leaves Virgil just like there with nothing to do. And there would be nothing I could do to help with that.
This pit, Flounder?
It's the only way out.
It was the only way, Virgil.
I could have made you walk instead of pushing you. Yeah, you sure are down there. Okay, so if I did the opposite. So this one at the bottom. That one hooked onto it. Then it looks like I'd have no way to latch on to it myself. So what am I looking at? Hold on, but if this pipe were... and if this pipe were over 2 more, then Virgil could just sort of climb out there. Can I do an intermediate thing where I get him on this ledge and then... Well, not if that's the one at the bottom. Hang on, so entire structure, held up by Guppy. Here, her tail covers those spaces. If this moved 2 to the right, she could move up 1 more. Therefore,
do you really think that's a UFO?
3, 4, 5, 6.
Of course not.
7.
You don't?
No. A UFO is an unidentified flying object. This object is not flying, and it can be positively identified as an alien spacecraft.
It's an IO. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 with Virgil up 1 in something of that shape. Yes, and he could crawl up onto this surface if I sacrificed the starfish. Unless there's some way pushing this pipe all the way over doesn't sacrifice the starfish, I don't think there is, though. So we got these little 1x1s that I'm not involving in my clambering flounder, Virgil out of there. How will they help? So there are 2 different ways I could assemble this. I guess let's just play with the setup and see if I can understand that way.
You see those lights, Guppy? Very similar to the technology used in that freeze ray gun.
and identical to the lights we now have on the fish wagon.
Yeah, cool, huh?
It would be, if we had any idea of what they actually do.
There are a few issues here. Should be solvable. Maybe. I don't like the way this looks. So I'm gonna do this. Ooh, they make a weird noise when they fall. Little zappy noise. So the 1x1 objects, what are those for? So I guess Flounder's gonna have to push that onto Guppy's back. Okay. This is how I operate on this. Okay, cool. Now what? Can I switch fish here? Somehow I think I might not be able to. It's hard to tell though. If you got out from under there and I did this, that would kill him, right?
Flounder, not again.
It sure would. And I don't have another way to elevate. Well, hang on. This can go there. See, she doesn't have a way to gently... Well, hang on. But if she takes his place, doesn't that just work? Here. Elevate. You take his place in there. There we go. Gently on Flounder's back. Okay. Cool. Sort of. Oops. You here. Yeah, but how do I push to the right? I don't. I don't. I can push that.
Oh, no.
And that's terrible. Wait, this kills...
Flounder,
Oh, how does that... Ah, because this thing that I'm pushing is supported by the other thing that's on his head. Okay. I can do this. Is that any good? I think so. However, I'm going to have to do that again. Which might be doable. But no, now all this stuff is in the way. Okay, well I need to have pushed that out of the way first. Okay. This is something. Alright, you're holding this. You just drop this object and forget about it. Am I gonna just ditch the starfish and everything? Well, see, now that object's gonna get in the way, isn't it? I think it's actually maybe not.
So when you guys get me out, you'll take me with you into the flying saucer, won't ya?
We'll take you with us back to the fish wagon where we will make our report.
Hang on, no, I want to transfer this way. That's right. And you can push over this way. Cool. We can switch. You go down here. I still don't have the means to lower this. This needs to be one more to the right. I can make that happen. Now that still doesn't actually work. Because of this landmass here. So how do I get this below there with Guppy in it? Well, okay, so first of all, let's just restart.
Flounder, we can't stay here. We have to go back immediately and give our report.
I know you're right, Guppy. But perhaps we should get Virgil out of the pit first.
So perhaps step one could be this. That makes some sense, I think. Right. So then what's step two? I have no idea. I might want to build up a stack of objects like here on this shelf, but I'm not sure. Yeah, so I just need to not think about the starfish right now, just understand how to navigate around the puzzle without messing with it. I mean, if I keep it accessible, then yes, I can do something about it later, if I can get Virgil out. So this weird little object. I don't know, I'm just gonna like poke it over here and ignore it for now. Ah. Just want to understand this portion of things.
Do you really think that's a UFO?
Of course not.
You don't?
Alright, so that's just in the way.
A UFO.
That can sit on here. That can go away. How does that help me? Somehow. See, now she's in there. Yeah, she's in there. And now no one is, and therefore there's nothing I can do about that whole situation. Well, why do I need that space open when I could operate on this, like... Well, because there isn't enough room for a fish there?
This is a fantastic discovery, Guppy. Just fantastic.
He's so excited.
Yeah, let's go inside and check it out.
This doesn't work. Nothing does. So if that's propped down there... Wait, hang on, isn't that what I want? Overall? Yeah, so if this propped down here... Ah, the problem is... I think I want to shove one of those into this little space. Did I have an opportunity to do that? Kinda almost. I mean, well, I can just put it here. So remind me about leverage and stuff. An object that is supported by another object will just kinda slide, right? It won't be carried along, I think. So if I push this whole structure from the bottom thing to the left, that will not be carried, correct? Correct. Okay. That's what I wanted. However, I'm not helped by this. Like, what's the point of that? Flounder can get in here and push the thing, but that doesn't do me any good. Guppy can't be anywhere to support it. So somehow I have to have this held up like that, and... What? What are you
So when
saying
you
to
guys
me?
get me out, you'll take me with you into the flying saucer, won't you?
No.
We'll take you with us.
How does... What am I not understanding here? Pushing this one more to the right wouldn't help me. Okay, so what I'm trying to do here just cannot happen. I can't move left and also have Guppy in there, so she needs to be in... Okay, I think I see what you're saying. Do I, though? Yes. Yes, I do. Okay, so that little object, not actually relevant here.
So when you guys get
You
me
go
out,
away. No. You can be there, that's fine. What I need to engineer is a situation where this is... Okay, I can do it, totally do it like this. Get this to the right X coordinate, get Guppy in to the spot. I still can't do that. So, like, I want her here. I want her... here, holding this object up like 2 to the right and 2 to the down. Wait, I can do that, can't I? Yes. The shape is just friendly to it, like this. Okay. And then Flounder pushes this over, so then she's a functioning hook. Hope that doesn't mess me up. It might. It does. Okay. So don't do that. Let's leave this where it is and get it out of there. I mean, I haven't moved the steel pipe to a starfish incompatible position yet. Maybe I won't have to. I'm just gonna put this, like, all the way up here, I guess. That'll keep it accessible.
You see those lights, Guppy? Very similar to the technology used in that freeze ray gun.
And identical to the lights we now have on the fish wagon.
Yeah, cool, huh?
It would.
Okay, so I want this, this, and this. Okay. So far, this doesn't seem so bad, but, like, what are the problems gonna be? Well, one, the steel pipe. Okay, so here's my crab elevator. And now that's no good. So what would help with this situation? Do I want something on top of Virgil, like holding that up? I don't see how that would help me. He can push this to the right. He cannot push this to the right because he's standing on it. Okay, so can't push an object you're standing on. I mean, that makes sense. Of course you can't. There's not a lot it seems like I can do here. I just don't really have any options. 2 1x1 thingies. Okay, well let's at least try this the, like, non-starfish way. Because, like, that was simple enough to set up. I can do it again if I have to. Alright, well that gets Virgil
Thanks,
out.
guys.
Okay, well let's see the non-starfish solution at least. Just kind of hold left mostly, and things mostly work out. Or up.
So, we are gonna go in and take a little peek, aren't we?
No.
Not yet, maybe later in the story. Okay, so, cool. That's a simple solution.
There it is, Guppy. The alien spacecraft. I know you're right, Guppy, but if we go back now, we'll be leaving Virgil behind. I'm afraid the only solution is to push him into that pit.
I skipped and he kept talking.
Huh?
Uh-huh. I had him do it on his own. So, okay. So I need some solution that doesn't involve Guppy occupying this space right here. And I have these 2 extra objects to help me. Those could perhaps assist in elevating Virgil a little bit. Those cannot be enough to elevate him enough to climb up onto this. So that will not be it. And that'd be not really something I could set up as it is. Now, this is suspicious. I wonder why there's this space here. Feels like there's a reason. So he could climb a little bit, but I don't see how that would help me. I could build a different structure in this elevator. So what about the other elevator orientation? Is that one possible? So you would lower down in here. 1, 2, 3, 4. You'd be there. The hook would be here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could put it there, but I couldn't fish it out. The lowest I could get with that is Guppy here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A Virgil platform. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait, but no, that intersects this space, then it would intersect with that space in the land, so no.
Why did you do it, Virgil? Why did you jump into that pit?
It does change.
So we'd have more time to look at the UFO.
Oh, that's his reason. Okay, I like that it responds to whether I make him go in or have Flounder push him. That's pretty good. So 2 1x1s. What can I do with this? Just nothing? I just need to see an arrangement that's going to be helpful somehow. But, like, I don't currently have a starting point. Okay, here's a possible foothold. I've been looking at the geometry of this. So there's a little pinch point here which means there's no way I could lower like this down in here with Guppy inside it. If this were one up higher, that might be possible somehow.
So when you guys get me out,
I don't think
you'll
so.
take me with.
But if Virgil were... Okay, other things I was looking at. So if this is all the way down at the bottom, Virgil climbs up to it, he's gotten up one. I could have, like, these two objects stacked up here and here. He'd climb up another, and yeah, he would be able to climb... No, he'd be one too low to climb up onto the top of that, so that's not it. But if he were... If an intermediate step were to get him onto this shelf, then after that... and I still had access to this object. Guppy could lower herself... Yeah, okay. So Guppy could have this thing put onto her head, like... Here, let's actually do it. So let's pretend Virgil's on the shelf. This is a nice looking grid. I can tell where the grid cells are and it doesn't get in the way. Drod could learn a thing or two. So if a Virgil were on the shelf, I could easily rescue him with this. And then... That's not the full story. He's there and he has nowhere to go. If I push left, he falls again. If he steps right, he goes back down onto the shelf. If it's Guppy in here, which it will be, I can't have Guppy here to step onto. If it's Flounder here... Ah, Flounder comes in, pushes Virgil and the pipe over to the left pipe, whatever this is, the alien technology. And he's there on that shelf, then I can elevate him and get him out that way. Okay, so that's fine. Alright, so let's attempt to work toward an intermediate goal of Virgil on shelf with still I have access to this object. Now, note, I can lose access to this object just fine. But how would I boost Virgil onto that shelf? He can't climb out. I don't have enough objects for that.
Why did you do it, Virgil?
A fish can never get around him. No, let's leave that there. It's useful. So if I have those two objects and nothing else, no other pushables anywhere... I mean, the hook solution still seems best. That puts him on the left side of that, though, the way that I did it. So this was on the bottom. I hooked him up to here, and he was able to climb out onto that. Alright, so if we flip that horizontally, this one's on the bottom, and is pulling him up to a place where he can get there. Guppy here...
Do you really think that's a
with
UFO?
This hooked onto it. Let's just do that count again. 1, 2, 3. This is hooked on here, so 4, 5, 6, 7. So Guppy here. This thing anchored on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That thing hooked on here. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's as low and as left as I can get that in that arrangement. And also remember, I'm going to need this object to get Virgil out after all this happens. Unless there's some kind of horizontal flip I can pull, building this up by 2 and elevate him enough to step onto that, but that seems like it's not going to happen. Okay. So once all that's done, he can easily ride a fish up. Flounder pushes this to the left by 1, since I had pushed it to the right to get this out. Okay, so I definitely don't have this yet. Alright, let's play with something.
Why did you do it, Virgil? Why did you jump into that pit?
So we'd have more time to look at the UFO.
Just so I know whether I can rule this out or not. Can Virgil climb onto 2 of these objects at once? I cannot imagine how that would happen. But just because I can't imagine it doesn't mean it's impossible. I can get on 1, no problem. How would I get on the other? I would not. No, there's no way. Not without extra assistance, of course, yeah. So a crab by himself cannot climb onto 2 objects, and there's no geometry here to help me at all. So without any extra assistance, I can at most elevate him by 1. I mean, I can do this, I guess. Sure. That goes there. And give him some extra assistance. Actually, I don't think I can do this either. Yeah, you can just push that yourself. But yeah, like... I can't get this into that space, and also I would like to keep it for Virgil lifting. So I don't think this is going down, but I should note that my Virgil lift, if he's on here, could be compatible with a sacrifice of this object. However, a sacrifice of this object doesn't look like it helps me with anything. Like, I just keep looking for ways to get Virgil, like, on top of one of these. I don't see it, though. So if this were up 1 more, like, for example, if I did... You see those lights, Guppy? For example, if I did this. Let's just look at the space a bit. And then I somehow teleport Guppy here and teleport Virgil there. I guess she'd have to lift him 1. Well, then he'd just be out. So, no, what am I thinking? Yeah, this totally does not go down into this pit. There's pretty much no way that's going to be to my benefit. I'm reasonably convinced of that. Okay, so, therefore, if this doesn't go down into the pit permanently, this could maybe, but that doesn't seem helpful in any way to me. So I could have, okay, fine, just for the sake of trying stuff. Ooh. I think I might see why this is here. That conspicuously makes something tricky. And perhaps because it's tricky, it might be part of the solution. I want to put that there. I can't put that there because it falls in the pit. Well, why do I need the second one? Maybe I do fill in the pit with that. So I'm looking at stuff like... Oh, no, I wanted it there because I was going to put this down, have Virgil clamber onto it, and then... Okay, I have... Actually, no, I can do that. I can do that. Check it out. This always takes so long, but that's what it is. It just takes a while. So this goes all the way down in here. Well, then it doesn't help me move things over into this corner. Virgil's there. He can't help with that either. So I would have had to... Okay, well, I got an idea here. This could be cool. Let's try it. So check this out. A way to deposit something in that corner. Why is this useful? I don't know yet. But it feels like it could be. Okay, yeah, there we go. Check it out. I do a corner deposit and my fish is trapped down there. Perfect. Okay, well this lever can get that back out. Okay. I don't know, this feels like it's maybe doing something useful somehow, maybe. I have good feelings about this. I wonder if any of them could possibly be long-buried memories of how I did this once before. I'm carrying too many things. I need to get some of these out of here. But I can totally do that again to build another stack. How will this help me? I don't know yet. Maybe it won't. But maybe it will. Sure, something like this. Just you go away for now. Flounder pushes that by 1. Guppy retrieves. Oops. Oh. That's not quite compatible. I guess I can do this. Alright. Why do I want to do this? I don't know, because it's tricky and it looks interesting. That's my reason. And yeah, I am getting a vague feeling of familiarity about this. It just looks like the puzzle space is meant to allow this to happen. Was I supposed to put Virgil somewhere first? Yes. Here. Okay, cool. So now, this means Guppy can let that drop. Cool, Virgil did some climbing. Wait a second. No, she can't ever get around that. No, right, I already checked this pinch point, so if this were pushed over to the right, it still doesn't open up enough room for it to ever be, like, down there with her in its thing. But I can lower this down using that device and accomplish nothing. Yeah, I sure can do that. Okay, so anyway. Virgil, you are now on top of that thing, and it hasn't helped you at all. Okay. Yeah, okay, cool. I got him on top of that thing. And this thing's not coming back, is it? Doesn't look like it to me. No, it can't get low enough for Virgil to actually climb onto it without it being fully sacrificed there. And there's no way he can climb too higher to actually just climb out of that. And there's no way I can raise this anymore. So if that were hooked onto it, there is enough space for Guppy to operate on that. To the point of not really doing anything useful. Okay, I think I've dead-ended. It looks like I've dead-ended. Right, well, just to see. I mean, this end is still pretty dead, right? Well, yeah, no, this makes literally no difference. So I was thinking I could go ahead and just build this little machine with the pieces where they are, but this is just the normal solution after fiddling around fruitlessly with some 1x1s. But yeah, this is still just the normal solution. I'll still have the steel pipe problem. Nothing I've done has addressed that in any way. Can't go one higher. Can't push this to the right. If Guppy does this, Virgil falls. If I push to the left, Virgil's there, so that's impossible. Can't push left from here. No alternate way of supporting this. So yeah, this is not the structure that I'm using to extract Virgil in the final version of this, whatever that's going to be. It can't be. But what else does anything? Okay, let's build that the other way around, but building that the other way around is not useful. I've tried this, and it does pretty much nothing. I have tried this, right? It just, like, doesn't even get through the corner, does it? So building it the other way around would mean... something like... what would it mean, actually? I probably didn't want this all the way where it is. So if that's the bottom piece and this is the top piece... I guess, can I just, like, do that like this? Vaguely. More than vaguely, I can do it actually. This is how that would look. And I could even swap to Flounder here and have Guppy free. Cool. Not helpful. That's as far down as that goes. Guppy couldn't get it any farther down. Unless she was already down there, but then she couldn't navigate around Virgil. Yeah, that's the problem, navigating around Virgil. If I've dropped that, there's no kind of rescue mission that gets me that thing back. Like with that hook one up, there's no space for a fish to do anything with it. And 1x1s can't help me with that. I have no snails here to change the space. So I think I've properly dead-ended now. Alright.
Flounder, we can't stay here. We have to go back immediately and give our report.
I know you're right, Guppy, but we can't go back now. I pushed Virgil into a pit.
So hang on. So if I push him early enough, this happens. What if...
Flounder, we
if I
can't
do that?
stay here. We have to go back immediately and give our report.
I know you're right, Guppy, but perhaps we should get Virgil out of the pit first.
So there are like several different variations for this based on what I do. If I move quick enough, I can change it. And that's why like skipping the dialogue doesn't skip all of it. I see. Well, I'm no closer to actually solving this though. Ooh, I got an idea! So, one of the problems of what I was trying to do was that Virgil had his feet on this object when he was trying to push it right. What if one of these little 1x1s was here, providing him a floor space so that he could use that to push to the right? That would probably do it. Okay? Weird physics, but by this game's rules, I think that makes sense. And it also has that aura of familiarity about it, so I think I may have done this before. Okay, is that the whole thing? So I just need the one? There's probably something more to it. I mean, it's a little more complicated to build this structure with... and that's why I need something in this corner so he can elevate by one, so he can step onto the... Yes, okay, this is 100% it. Okay, that's why both of those things felt familiar, because they're both portions of the solution that... need to be done for it to happen. I want... There was a reason I wanted Guppy here, right, because she goes down into the pit. Okay, this is it. This is it. This is it. Just had to have that specific insight. Alright, that goes that way. You're a lever to pull it off. Okay, everything makes sense. Okay, you are there. I don't need to repeat that process. And move this object over a bit. Right, yeah, this part always gets weird and awkward. That's fine. That's good. So now, got some steel pipe pushing to do. This object needs to come out of there, the customary way. And go, for now I'll just stash it up on that shelf. I'll get it back later when I have things in place. Okay. Things in place means I want it in that little cradle while I'm setting up the rest of this. Now, what did the rest of this setup look like? At this point, I'm really not sure. But I did it before, I can figure it out again. both today and years ago. It's pretty simple. All it is just guppies over
You see those lights, Guppy?
here-ish. That's
Very
not right.
similar to the technology used in that freeze ray gun.
And identical to the lights we now have on the fish wagon.
Yeah, cool, huh?
It would be, if we had any idea
This
of
isn't
what they
right.
actually do.
This isn't right. This is not right. I need something different. I'm going to leave that there for now. This first needs to move into place here. Are you proposing I somehow poke this object into that spot while that's there? Well, that's the only way it's getting there, because there's no pushing horizontally to go. Okay. So there is the actual trick. I probably need to, like, pull the same trick again with this. Okay. Can maybe do. I'm gonna need that in a specific spot for this to happen. One of two specific spots. I choose the farther away one. It's actually not that specific. Oops. So yeah, friction. Friction is key here. This looks problematic, but it might not actually be. So Flounder just goes over there and prepares to push that a long journey across an orange fish. Not that long a journey, actually. In fact, I can just kind of do... No, I can't. Yes, I can. Okay, cool. Not cool. My guppy's stuck. Well, I can push the steel pipe. Check it.
Sorry about that.
Oh, that's no good. I see. But I don't see what to do about it. Hold on. Okay, so I could... What if Guppy wasn't there? Well, then it wouldn't have made it that far. What if Guppy was under this thing all the way? Can I have had that happen? I think so? Am I too late to have that happen? I think so. So we go back a little bit. Put her all the way under this. I can do a transfer. And then Flounder does the rest? Well, I have to have... Okay, so... several steps here. This needs to get to safety. Okay, it's at safety, roughly. Now this goes in that little spot. This is super cool. That little spot's not quite open yet. That's fine, I can fix that. Okay, so with you here, I can kind of just push you whenever I want. Guppy all the way under. Why is this good? How's she gonna get out? She's not. No, I have a problem here. Well, no, she can get out just by elevating this entire structure a whole bunch. Okay, so she's there. This goes... Or can I do this operation, like, up higher? This will drop something on her uncomfortably, won't it? No, it'll be supported by itself. Okay. I don't have the pipe leverage to do anything about this, but I can do this...
Sorry about that.
and kill her. So that needs to be supported in a spot... Wait, but even so, no matter what, this won't work. Right? There might be some potential here still. I'm not certain that there's not. With that, I don't like how close these two things are to each other. I need to, like, separate them somehow.
Why did you do it, Virgil?
But the fundamental problem still remains. I guess I just need to build this hook structure up way higher and then do an intermediate step of pushing that in. But when could I ever do that intermediate step without moving the steel pipe? It looks like I can't. Do I put that in a different point? Well, hold on. This is already at the position I want it in, kind of.
I should have seen that coming.
That was a different voice line. Pushes the pipe. No good. I'm on the right track here. I am absolutely on the right track. Like, this is 100% what I have to do. I just have the order wrong somehow. You can't get out of the way of this.
Oops.
I guess he's saying something different because, like, he's actually killing Guppy instead of, Okay, so Flounder can fit in there. Does that help me somehow? If she's the one who pushes instead. Because she can do that. There's the leverage for it. No, it really doesn't help anything, does it? No, it really doesn't. It has changed nothing. There's some other way I need to insert this object into that, but that needs to be on the shelf for doing this the familiar way that I know. And the familiar way that I know is the only way that's going to work. It really is, because...
This is a fantastic discovery, Guppy.
Yes, it sure is. Okay. So I'm back to the idea that I really need to insert this piece all the way first before I operate on that one, okay? Because I've just dead-ended on doing it the other way around. Which means Guppy just needs to escape here. You do that. And that's down there now. Wait, what's wrong with... Hang on, don't I have a very simple way to do this that has no issues at all? I think I might. Like, there's actually nothing wrong with just doing this, is there? Okay, I guess I'll use you for some leverage. Okay, there are some complications here. That's fine, I can just get it on your back, then you can... Yeah, so what's wrong with this? Nothing? Nothing at all. Oh, okay. That's it. That was the move I needed. It was very simple. Okay, cool. We're good. Great. Guppy sits exactly here. Flounder pushes that onto her, pushes the other thing there, and we have a solve. Great.
Why did you do it, Virgil? Why did you jump into that pit?
So we'd have more time to look at the UFO.
Okay, this was fun and I understood all the steps, eventually. It did take me a while to come up with, again, that whole friction idea there. Here we go. Virgil, do some magic. Alright. That was pretty cool. Now what? Now Guppy can just boost him. Great! Okay. By one. Okay, now what? I guess what I actually want is this. And now she can boost him and he can escape. Yay!
Thanks, guys.
No problem! And you even get a starfish out of the deal. Cool!
Cool!
I agree. Alright. Going up. Neat! Alright, I'm happy with that.
So, we are gonna go in and take a little peek, aren't we?
No.
I understand why I would have had a lot of trouble with that puzzle the first time around in this game, because I came to it relatively early, and... Oh, interesting, so it saved my 1030 move count. I had 499 before, so it overwrote the no starfish demo with a starfish demo. I don't know if that's just my most recent, or if it's just considered better because it got the starfish. Probably that one, I would guess. And I guess there's probably no way to view my no starfish solution. Anyway, I don't need to be here. Alright, let's peek at what that got. Unused mission, careful demolition. Right, I already saw a preview of that. A preview of that is what it would give me. Which is where? Yes, I did see all of those. Unused rooms, here we go. Careful demolition. Some like this mission, some did not, but when the author created a new mission based on the same ideas and graphics, Temple Guards, all agree the new one was better. The old one ended up here. Okay, so I now have access to a room based on something I have not done yet on the map due to having too many starfish. So my starfish income has outpaced my other thing. Temple Guards involves, well, yeah, you can see the seahorse there. It's going to be somewhere. Okay, so I'll wait to actually do the real Temple Guards before I try that bonus mission. How about that? Alright, good stuff, and we finished a chapter. I'll see you next time to start on the Tropical Islands.